Excuse me as I kiss the sky. I'm up and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was sifting through YouTube, just checking out some videos, trying to figure out what I wanted to post on my channel. Because of course I'm doing my single mom life stuff and I'm giving people advice on single parenting, but I wanted to see some of the other opinions about single motherhood. So I put single motherhood in the search, right? So of course all of these videos come up, the life of a single mother, beautiful single mom, all types of just different stuff about single mothers. And I noticed that the only time there was something negative said about a single mother, the person that was posting the video was a black man. And I was like, how come I don't see no other men of other races wasting their energy out here dragging a single mother? Now, I'm a beautiful single mother myself. I have 2 kids. I have a 20-year-old who has an amazing father, and I have a 2-year-old who has a deadbeat father, right? And so before my son was born, of course, I was scared to be a single mother because to me that's, territory I had never stepped foot on. So of course I had like my preconceived notions about what it could possibly be, raising a child alone without the father there, without no type of help, maybe struggling financially, the typical, stereotypes that they like to put on single mothers. And it wasn't until I became a single mother that I started to look at all of the women around me who were single mothers. And every single mother around me was successful. They weren't living in poverty. They had, good financial stability. I have a couple of friends who are nurses. I have a friend who was a lawyer and she's a single mom. I had all of these amazing women around me that were great moms and were single, and it didn't even occur to me that, these women was doing it, they was living it up. And some of them had the fathers of their children co-parenting, and then some of them didn't. Some of them were divorced, and some of them had never been married. So all of the preconceived notions in my mind that I never had until I got pregnant with my son started to go away after my son was born, and I really started to take stock and look around me at the women I have been around. And so all of these stereotypes about single mothers being welfare queens and broke and miserable, uneducated, and all of this stuff flew out the window. Okay, so as I was looking through the videos a couple of minutes ago, and I seen a guy talking about, you could never take a single mom serious because they're not high valued women. I saw another man say this single mother is saying that she's a high valued woman when she basically shouldn't. And I saw another guy telling men to not take single mothers serious and instead pump and dump. And I was thinking to myself, why do these men give the worst advice ever? Like, the last thing that you want to do to any woman is pump and dump, but especially not a single mother. And let me explain to you why. Okay, number one, if you are a high quality man yourself, the last thing you're gonna do is pump and dump a chick, because you're trying to protect what you have. You have something to offer. That means your sperm is like golden. So the last thing you want to do is have like a slip up and accidentally get a single mother who already has children pregnant, or a woman that you don't genuinely care about pregnant. So the last thing you're going to do is pump and dump. That's just the worst thing that you could do for yourself, really, whether she's a single mother or not. You have self-control when you're a high-valued man. You thinking about your lineage. You worried about, whether you could end up with a sexually transmitted disease or, something like that. So you're not just going to have casual sex with any random woman, okay? Number two, you're definitely not going to just look at a woman from a distance and try to determine what type of person she is without getting to know her first. And that's with any woman. Like, if you have a preference, like you don't want to date women who have children and that's your preference, that's completely fine. But when you take your time to say something negative about the type of person that you wouldn't date, it seems ass backwards. It's like, these are the underdeveloped minds expressing themselves. These men do not have critical thinking skills, or they wouldn't even be bothering telling other men what type of women they shouldn't date. If anything, you need to be trying to tell these men what kind of women they should date, right? Men do not have a problem choosing the wrong woman because it's more than enough single mothers out here. So apparently black men have no problem choosing the wrong woman to have a child by, or they wouldn't keep abandoning these women with children or having children and then breaking up. If men are so high valued, right? If y'all are so wonderful, okay, why is it so easy for y'all to end up having sex with a woman that you really ain't interested in anyway, but you have sex with her, and then somehow she ends up pregnant, and you want to abandon her with a child, or when you want to act like, she wasn't worth your sperm. Well, if she wasn't worth it, well, what type of business did you have up in her anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm mad I got a Mr. Miyagi, a whole bunch of dudes. Like, you got to start using your head, man. Now, I'm a beautiful single mother myself. I'm not having a hard time finding a man. Men in my inbox all the time. Men trying to fly me places. Men trying to get me to move certain places. Men sending me money like it's nothing. I have no problem with guys. Just because I'm a single mother, it is not stopping men from trying to get at me. Trust me. It's men trying to get at me that are single. It's men trying to get at me that are married. It's men that are trying to get at me that don't have kids. And it's men that's trying to get at me that do have kids. I will never have a problem with attracting a man because I am a high-valued woman, and I was a high-valued woman before I gave birth to my son. Just because my son's father made the choice of abandoning me with a child, it doesn't mean that I'm less of a woman. It means that there's something going on with that man. He is broken. Because if it was just about him avoiding me, he would just avoid me, but still take care of his child. I think a lot of men fail at holding other men accountable for stuff. And you don't think logically when you start analyzing the behaviors of men. You overanalyze the behaviors of women, but you don't analyze the behaviors of men. If my son's father truly believed that I was a low-valued woman, he probably wouldn't dealt with me to begin with, number one. Number two, if it was just about me being a low-valued woman, he would still be taking care of his child. The reason why I am a single mother is because of the poor choice that my child's father made, and it has no reflection on me whatsoever. Now, do I wish I would have chose a better man to have a child by? Of course, but I did my due diligence in my situation. I was very open about what kind of woman I am. I was very clear. It wasn't like we was in a pump or dump situation. We barely, slept with each other. Our relationship was built on so many other things that have nothing to do with sex. And so you can't look at every single mother and believe that, okay, because she's a single mom, she's no longer a high-value woman. There are so many things that make me appealing to men. That's why men continue to try to get at me. And so I hear a lot of men that I may have rejected, or men that I never gave a shot to, say a lot of negative stuff about me. You know what I mean? Like, I have a lot of dusties out there that despise me, that never got a chance with me, right? And then I got men out there who love me so much. Men are very invested in me. Like I said before, they send me money, they talk to me, they're good to me because I'm a good woman. I have a lot to offer. I'm a very, attractive, sexy, beautiful woman, very confident in myself, very smart, very intelligent. I have my own thing going on. I don't need a man for anything. However, when a man comes into my life, the last thing that I'm trying to do is belittle him or make him feel smaller than what he is. Or, I treat him like a king. And every man that I've ever been with, I've treated him like a king. And when these men decide to make poor decisions that bring our relationship to a demise, I am not going to internalize that and make that my problem, like the world wants us to. Being a single mom is not something that most women coming into a relationship will ever dream of being. No woman chooses that, unless they have dreams of being a mother. And there are women out there that have dreams of being a mother that they're just not going to wait for like the perfect guy to come along so they could be a mother. Some women just want to be a mother. And a lot of times I hear men speak so disrespectfully about women being single mothers as if all of our situations are the same. No, you have single mothers out there who were married and now they're divorced. And you got single mothers out there who purposely became single mothers. And you got single mothers out there who were having casual sex and, a baby came. Let me circle back to the whole thing where I was talking about, the pump and dump situation. Like, that's a conscious decision. Like, you don't accidentally get somebody pregnant. Because when you're having sex, any type of sex that you're having, it's a choice. You're choosing to not use protection. So it's done purposely. It's not like, I had a slip up. No, it's really, if you don't want to have children, and if you're a high value man and don't want children, you're going to put on some protection or you're going to get a vasectomy. If you know you don't want kids, you're going to be very selective about who you had sex with, and you are not going to pump and dump. You're not going to be jumping around just casually sleeping with women. You're going to preserve yourself really seriously. And I can tell you this because there's plenty of men around me that I've watched do this. Like, I have male friends, and these male friends have females that they're chasing after and that they're waiting on, or females that they're dating that they're waiting on. Not every man is walking around here with their sexuality on their forehead, pressed to be promiscuous. No, most high value men are not doing that. Their sex life is not the top on their priority list. So whenever I see a man who's encouraging men to be promiscuous or be disrespectful towards women or degrade women or whatever the case may be, I always know that I'm dealing with a man who doesn't completely understand what it means to, number one, be a man. Number two, he's had difficult times with women because he doesn't really understand how to deal with one. He may have been rejected by one. It could be a number of things. Most high value men are not going to waste their time with no foolishness, so they're going to be real selective. Alpha males are just alpha in their own right. They don't have to disrespect a female in order to feel alpha, They don't have to continuously bash the type of woman that they don't date. They just don't date them.
Take your engagement to another level. Join our fam and get access to free merchandise services, exclusive members only live chats, and videos created just for us. You are loved here. You are relevant and valued. We want to show you appreciation for supporting Soncerae by giving you special benefits and privileges. We respect your time and positive energy. Tell a relative to tell a friend. Here is family over everything. All we ask is trust. Thanks for staying loyal to us. Follow Soncerae on Instagram at The Real Soncerae. Have vision and stay focused. Namaste.